The waiter had just poured the second round of wine when my mother said it, casual like it was nothing. "Sweetheart, you'll be more comfortable at the kids' table. The adults are talking business. The adults, my brother and his wife, my sister and her husband, and me 33 with 2 degrees, a business of my own, and a lifetime of their quiet dismissals." The table laughed softly as if it were a joke I should find amusing. I stared at the small plastic chair by the corner, balloons tied to its back, crayons scattered across it. Something in me went perfectly still. I folded my napkin, placed it beside my plate, and said quietly, "You're right. I don't belong here." Then I stood, nodded once, and walked out. No scene, no raised voice, just the silence of a decision. For years, my family had perfected the art of subtle cruelty. It started small. Birthday dinners forgotten. Group trips, accidentally uninvited. They called it teasing. I called it training. My siblings fit their mold. Married early. Loud about promotions. Loud about everything. I was the quiet one, the dreamer, the one who still hasn't settled down. When I launched my consulting firm, they laughed. Dad said, "You'll understand real work once you're managing employees, not laptops." By the time my company hit 7 figures, I'd stopped trying to explain what I did. Just smiled, signed my name on documents they'd never see, and kept my silence. Sure. 3 weeks before that dinner, my parents called it a family reunion at the Ridgeview. They said it was their treat. I found out later my brother had charged the reservation to my corporate card when I'd given him years ago for an emergency that never ended. When I confronted him, he shrugged. "Relax, man. You write it off anyway. You make more than all of us." That was the moment I realized this dinner wasn't a reunion. It was a celebration, and I was the funding. So I let it happen. I signed nothing. I canceled nothing, but I made sure one quiet thing changed. I called the Ridgeview manager the next morning. Politely, professionally. "Hi, this is Marcus Hale. My company card ending in 7432 has been used without authorization. I'll be filing a dispute. Please ensure no charges are processed." He confirmed, and I smiled. Then I made another call to the restaurant's accounting office. I reserved the private hall under my own account using a new card, but instead of approving the payment, I scheduled it to decline at 8:30 p.m., the exact time the dessert would arrive. It wasn't revenge yet. It was positioning. When my family walked into the Ridgeview that evening, I was already there. The maitre greeted me by name. I had arranged everything. The seating chart, the champagne, the family table with 12 seats, and then that comment, the kids' table. Perfect timing. I left without a word, knowing every system was already in motion. The waiters served the entrees, poured the wine, presented the dessert just as planned. At 8:31, the first decline transaction alert hit their screen. 8:32, the manager approached the table. At 8:35, my brother's voice rose sharp and defensive. I wasn't there to see it, but the maitre sent me the footage. Later, my family arguing in front of strangers, card after card failing. The restaurant had been told the booking was corporate, so they added a 25% service fee. A $2,800 dinner ballooned to $3,500. Before anyone realized the account holder wasn't coming back. They called me, first my sister, then my mother. Let them ring. Finally, Dad's name flashed. I answered. "Marcus, what the hell is this? They're saying your card declined." "No, Dad," I said evenly. "Your dinner declined." Silence. "You're making a scene," he hissed. "Come fix this." "Already did," I replied. "I fixed it the moment you told me where I belong." He started to speak, but I cut him off. "Tell the adults at the table this is their chance to prove they can handle the bill. Consider it a team building exercise. Then I ended the call. By morning, the story had spread through the family chat. Marcus humiliated us. Marcus went too far. Marcus should apologize. I didn't. Instead, I sent one message to the group. Next time you invite me to dinner, make sure I'm at the right table because the kids' table doesn't cover the check. No one replied. A week later, my sister called. Voice small, rehearsed. Dad wants to apologize. We shouldn't have said that. I told her it was fine because it was. See, that night wasn't about the money. It was about balance. Years of being dismissed, reduced, and sidelined, leveled by one quiet evening in a canceled payment. They taught me that silence equals weakness. I taught them that silence can also be a weapon. Now, when there's a family event, they always ask me where I'd like to sit. I usually choose the head of the table, not because I need it, but because they finally understand I earned it.